There was a big leap that we had to make from those early conceptual stages to written script.
I'm more of a concept person. My mind goes from one thing to the next. You know, maybe characters that I want to see in a scene, or I'd like to see the, you know, the story kind of go in this certain direction. I needed someone to put my thoughts on paper.
That process started with him sending me notes, the general plot line for what would become Resistance Rising.
I was able to go to Robin and say, hey, I've got these ideas. I wanted to see this. I'd love to see, you know, a scene where these two characters interact with each other. This is basically what I'd like them to say and where I'd like the scene to go. These specific words, you go ahead.
We would talk about what we wanted to have happen. I would go and write the actual scripted episode.
Boom, she puts it on paper. Something that I couldn't come up with myself, with a full dialogue sequence and everything, and a good dialogue sequence.
And we'd kind of powwow about how it was, you know, my concerns about what I didn't even necessarily like about it.
Getting all these details straight.
I'd make those changes, and then we would do the same, you know, repeat the same thing for the subsequent episode.
She wrote out enough material to make a feature film.
An entire series in less than 6 months.
She was actively involved in all the development aspects, just as I was. So we moved forward as the two producers of the series.
We finished the scripts, we cast the roles, we organized the shoot schedule.
It was kind of like brothers in arms going into war. It's kind of how it was.
We got everything planned out, and as best we could in that time frame.
And then moving into production, I can kind of go nuts sometimes.
Justin has this like manic, all over the place passion, but he has a vision behind that.
I could almost see the gears turning in his head when he's looking at a scene. It's kind of like, all right, this is gonna go here and this and this.
I'll be creating a shot here, I'll be like, okay, let's do this. And Robin was the one to come and ground me.
It's a really good balance. Robin definitely has a focus. She's the one who knows what's supposed to be going on, which is very important.
They were just a great team because they were very different in how they worked, but it worked.
They both have the same vision, and they're both pursuing the same story.
They have the same wavelength going, even though they can be opposite sides of a yard, a building, or wherever. Stuff still gets done, and it gets done right.
Taking advantage of each other's strengths, you know, and we came up with a really just beautiful product, and you know, something that everybody I think is really going to enjoy it and see the depth in it. So it was cool to see that teamwork there was pretty awesome.